Alright, just wanted to talk about a couple things I've noticed with XFINITY Mobile here. So, this is an iPhone 8 that I bought from XFINITY Mobile maybe about a month ago. And it works okay when you're in town, when it's around an LTE network. The only issue I've noticed is that latency is very poor on LTE, so where my latency on Verizon would be about 30 to 50 milliseconds for round trip requests, the latency on this is never below 130 milliseconds, and very frequently on LTE it's up in the 200 or 300 millisecond range. So that makes the phone feel really slow. Even though this is a very fast new phone, it makes it feel like an old phone, which sucks. So you click on a button in an app or on a web page, and instead of it taking 30 milliseconds, it takes 10 times that long before the phone actually responds. So that sucks, but besides that, the phone does work on LTE pretty much as expected. So this is the iPhone 8. I got it from XFINITY Mobile. The current carrier number or version number, you can see just above my thumb down here, is XFINITY Mobile 31. So if there's any XFINITY Mobile engineers watching, that's what I'm on. And so let's go into cellular here and talk about a couple things I noticed when we're on a 1x connection. So 1x is kind of it's a different network than LTE. It's what you would be on it if you're in a rural area, and it's what like Verizon is really well known for. You're out in the boonies and you have service on Verizon and all your friends don't because they have AT&T or whatever. It's that 1x connection that makes that work. And on Verizon, you can do everything on 1x that you can do on LTE. It's just slow. So on Verizon, data does work on 1x. It does work, and you can send iMessages, etc. You can make calls, and you can send text like normal. On XFINITY Mobile, on a 1x connection, calling doesn't really work. I'll show that to you in just a sec. Text messages do work as long as it's from one number to another, but text messages within groups do not work on 1x on XFINITY Mobile. Also, since data does not work on XFINITY Mobile 1x, iMessages do not work on XFINITY Mobile 1x. So here's what happens when I call a number on XFINITY Mobile 1x.
Please re-enter the 10-digit telephone number you are calling. Do not press send. *67 or *82 cannot be used on this call to block or unblock caller ID.
So it gives that message, and if you don't do anything, it'll just repeat itself. But it'll never go through.
Please re-enter the 10-digit telephone number you are calling. Do not press send. *67 or *82 cannot be used on this call to block or unblock caller ID.
Now, if you do put in the number again, let's see, 888 96, it should go.
Thanks for calling XFINITY Mobile. For quality and training purposes, your call may be monitored or recorded.
Right, so it does work. You can make calls on 1x. You just have to put in the number a second time for some reason. So I think that XFINITY really just doesn't have something configured right or something with 1x. It's weird. I don't know. Maybe they need to hire more networking engineers or something, because that definitely shouldn't work like that, where you have to put in the number twice. And that happens. That's not just the 888 number that's the XFINITY number. That happens with numbers that are in my phone book or numbers that I have to type in. Yeah, and I've talked to XFINITY support about this like many times, talking to different people, and they always just, they give you the runaround. They say, oh, you're too far from the tower, or oh, no one else experiences that, so you must just not have something configured right. And everything's turned on, cellular's turned on. I don't know. So they've just not got stuff set up. Those are my big complaints with Xfinity Mobile is latency on an LTE connection sucks. They promise you get under 100 milliseconds. That's what their terms of service say. I've never seen less than 130 milliseconds. So they've never met their published specification in my testing. And that's over many different networks, many different locations, times of day, cities. It doesn't matter. It never goes below 130 milliseconds, even though they promise better than 100 milliseconds. And it's regularly over 200 or 300 milliseconds for me. So latency sucks. And then when you're on a 1x connection, calls don't really work, as you just saw. Group messages don't work, and data doesn't work. So, for instance, iMessages won't work. Yeah, I've tried to work with Xfinity Mobile. They've changed out the SIM card. They can't figure it out. So I think they just need to do some reconfiguration on their side, and hopefully it can be resolved, since I'd like to stay using them and not have to go back to Verizon. So we'll see. Yep, those are some observations. Thanks for watching.